Hiya, it's Amanda here from Lolli Lulu Crafts, and today we're going to make a card using these gorgeous Sue Wilson French collection die set. We've got here the background, the corner border and tag, which I think is absolutely stunning, the burgundy, and there are 3 dies in that set, and then the Provence collection, which has 5 dies, and the reason for that is because you get the edge dies around them, so you get that choice of whether you make it like an aperture or an actual cut out piece. And then the other thing that we've got is we've got cardstock from Creative Expressions. We've got milk, we've got the new iris, we've got Wisteria, and I've also got a piece of acetate. So we're going to use these colours for our card, and I think it's really nice. They're really pretty colours, so hopefully the combination will turn out really well. Okay, so I've taken a piece of the iris and I am going to cut that to 8 inches by 8 inches. I'm going to do this way first because it's only just past 8 inches the other way, because we're going to make an easy peasy card, but using acetate as our front piece. So then we've got our 8 by 8 in the iris, so now we're going to do 8 inches by 9 inches. So this way, the lengthways is going to be the 9 inches. Like so. It's almost impossible to see, and then just taking that down at the side to 8 inches. And then I'm going to just flap that back, flap that down, take my score tool, and on the longer side I'm going to score this. I've got to make sure that it stays level and doesn't sneak underneath that, and I'm going to score it at 1 inch. And in some ways it's easier on here because you can see the acetate, you can see the lines through the acetate. Okay, so we've got our crease there in our acetate, so just very gently bend that. In fact, I think I'm going to move this out the way because acetate can be a bit of a pain just to make sure it's level. The other thing is you want to crease it well, but then you have to kind of almost loosen it again. It's a bit kind of strange, so you kind of just give it a bit of a crease there, and then that is going to sit, and we're going to stick it onto the back of this piece here of our iris. Yeah, I think it was iris. And we're going to stick it on the back of that, and that'll make the front of our card. Now this will strengthen up because we're going to be putting some more on this acetate piece, and also I will hide the workings on the back as well. Okay, so here's our card made up. So we've got the acetate on the front, and then as you can see we will need to do something on the back just to disguise that piece of acetate with the tape showing through. So now we need to start cutting out a few different bits. So let me just go through what I'm going to cut out. So I'm going to cut out 4 of the borders, 4 corners, a background, and the burgundy. And then I haven't decided whether I want to do the Provence or what in the middle here, so we will get to that in due course. So let's get chopping. So I'm going to start with the background, and I'll go through that one with you first, and then I'll cut the rest out, and then I'll come back to you when it's all done, because you really don't need to sit there watching me cut every single piece out. That would be really, really dull, I'm sure. So what we want to do is get to the bit where it's the fun bit, where we start putting it all together. Okay, and you can see it's gorgeous decorative die. Okay, and we've got my ground caliber. So I think we're going to start with the Wisteria. It's quite a lovely delicate colour, and we're going to, now just to say, these background pieces that Sue does, and I don't know if it's always the case, but it is with this one, it doesn't have a cutting edge. So this means that I could stuff that right in the middle of this piece of A4 card, and I would get all this beautiful delicate work all cut out, all the intricacies cut out, but all this border still there. So you have that option of cutting it as wide or as narrow as you want. In this instance, I want to have this pretty much to the edge, so I am going to pop it on the edge of my piece of card there, and I'm going to just make sure it's nice and straight. I'm just going to put a little bit of a border because I think that will look better, and then, as I say, make sure it's straight, and then just stick that down with a bit of tape just to hold it in position. And I suspect we're going to have to put this through a couple of times just because it's so intricate. Turn that over. And as you can see, it is now just dropping out. So now let's just try and poke out some of these little pieces here. I've got a little tool here I can pop them out with. And you'll see they just pop out easy as pie. So there's that all popped out, and also I just cut round it to size as well. Doesn't that look absolutely gorgeous? And then that is going to sit on the front of our acetate here, and then we're going to start building it all up. So I'm going to cut out the rest of the pieces, and then I will come back to you when they are all cut. Okay, so here are all our pieces cut out. So we've got one background, which I showed you that I did. I've got two of the borders. Aren't they gorgeous? Hope you can see those. There we go. And I did that in the same colour. That, I don't know what that is. That's a spare bit. I did 4 of the little corners. Again, isn't that gorgeous? I think they're so pretty. So we did 4 of those. I've got a piece here in the milk for the back. I've also got a piece that is the same size as our background, which I may or may not use. And then I've got these pieces here, which are the burgundy. And I've taken this die here. Basically for these, what I did is, you've got 3 dies in this set. So what I did was, for this piece, I took the outside die and the first die there, the first sort of lacy die, and that creates that look. If I hadn't have taken the outside die, it would have had no cut edge here, so you could have just made it almost like into a, you could have had a square piece or into your card directly, whatever you wanted. So you could have had that lovely intricate piece just directly into the card without a cut edge, which was kind of cool. And then I didn't put this middle piece in, so therefore it didn't cut that middle piece out. Now what it would have done is it would have cut it out completely. It wouldn't have just made it lacy and then stayed in. That middle piece actually has a cutting edge, an outside edge, so that if you cut that middle piece out, even if I put it in like that, it would have cut out a whole piece like that. And that is actually that middle piece, and as you can see, I cut it in a different colour. And then what I did for this piece here, I just took the outside die all by itself. So as you can see, we've got quite a few bits and pieces. So now we've got to just try and put them together. Okay, so I think the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to put this on the back here. I'm just going to use some of my Cosmic Shimmer glue here. So I'm just going to, here. What I did was, I know it slightly shows that edge of the acetate there, but I just really liked having that iris. So the darker one is iris, so I really liked having that iris colour show, so I thought it was worth just leaving that on there, like so. Okay, now I'm thinking that I may well just pop these in the corners here, but I'm not going to put them down yet, and the bottom too as well, till I've completely finished, just in case for any reason I change my mind. I want this centralized, so the easiest way to do that is actually to pop my two borders down. I'm going to put one at the bottom and one at the top. If I do that first, I can then see where my, there we go. I just want to get a little bit of baby white just to get rid of that glue so that we don't stick to the So I think that looks lovely actually. You could almost just have that like that with that at the bottom. It looks so pretty. Okay, and then I'm actually going to do the next piece, and this is going to go on the top. And I think that looks really pretty, doesn't it? It's so lacy, and I love the fact that it's on the acetate. I think that just looks so nice. And because it's wet glue, it doesn't look too bad on the other side. So I think we're doing all right there. And then we're going to pop this piece in the center here. So again, with this, I think what we want to do really is just gently and then stick that down into the center. Just clean my hands off so we make sure that it's central and stuck. There we go. I keep thinking it's not stuck down because of the acetate lifts up. Okay, so then what I want is this here, and I'm leaving at the moment my cream piece. I haven't decided whether I want to put that down. In fact, I'm almost certain that I don't want to put this milk piece down behind, because I think it might look better without. So let's gently bend this, and what I want to do is I want to get my pin flare glue. Again, I'm just going to gently bend that, and I'm going to put very light dots of glue onto the back there, and then we're going to pop that into the center here. I'm not trying to get any height particularly, not massively anyway, just making sure it's kind of even, like so. And then when you look from the other side, it doesn't, again, because of all the detail, you can't really see that glue, so it's not too bad. And I think that I actually quite like the way that that works with that behind, whereas I think if we now put this in there, which is what I was intending at one point, I think that just doesn't do it any favours, so I'm going to leave that just plain on the inside, and they can always write on the back, you know, they've got plenty of space on the back there. So then I'm going to take my lovely piece here, and I'm only obviously going to do the centre here. So we've got big blobs on the centre there because I want it to be lifted up, and then just centralise it onto that there, and that just gives it some height and dimension, which I think looks really pretty. And then we've just got this piece here, which I'm just going to do using my Cosmic Shimmer here. And don't forget, it does dry clear, so it's not the end of the world if there's a little bit showing. I do like to clean it up just a teeny bit, but just don't get too hung up on it if it does have a bit of the glue there. And the other thing I sometimes do is just go in with my tool and just, while it's wet, just give it a bit of a, it kind of collects up in a little ball, so you can get rid of some of it. There we go. So there's our front piece done there, and I just want to put a couple of pearls. The problem I've got is that my fingers are so gluey. There we go. So there's a pearl in the centre there, and then I think I was going to just add some here. There we go. So you've got 4 pearls in the corners on that one there. I don't know if you can just see it there. I think that looks pretty. I love the one in the centre there. And I think I don't want to put any, I don't think, on here. I might just put 3 down the bottom. Just down. And then you see, you just can't resist, can you? It just looks so nice. So I'm going to put 1 in each corner now. There's 3 in the bottom corner and then 1 in each of the other corners. And I forgot to use the Cosmic Shimmer, but they're sticking really well, so it's not a problem. And then I'm going to very carefully and gently just turn. Actually, I'm going to open it. No, I can't open it for the minute. I'm just going to put, I'm going to just sit it like that very carefully, and I'm going to put these in each of the corners here so that they just stick and finish the back off. So I think that will look really pretty. There we go. And I'll just stand that up and then press it so that I can press it from there we go. So that's, just check the front isn't being affected. So that's corner number 1. So we'll just do the rest of the corners now. So there we go. I think that looks really, really pretty. So I hope you've enjoyed making our Sue Wilson French acetate card. I hope you like the finished result. I'd love for you, as always, to leave some comments for me, and also don't forget to go across to the corresponding blog post. The link will be down below. It'll give you all the details about the dyes used, the colours of the card, etc, etc. Plus it will say give you rather lots and lots of photos, because I take a lot more pictures and show a lot more pictures on my blog posts than I do on this video at the end. So do go across and have a look. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye.